Hey folks, I'm Camille Who Armstrong, the performing arts renaissance woman. For over 40 years, I've worked as a performer, educator, consultant, and coach. But most importantly, I'm a parent. From classrooms to stages to bedtime routines, I've spent my life nurturing creativity, character, and connection in the next generation. This series is for you, whether you're expecting, learning as you go, or parenting for the first time, or even third time around. I'm here to share the insights, tools, and real talk I've gathered over 4 decades of hands on experience. Welcome to Camille Who, the Child Whisperer. I'm so glad you're here. How do we comfort our children, validate their feelings, and emotionally give them support without overreacting or giving in to giving them what they want? I'm Camille Who, the Child Whisperer, and that is today's topic: how to validate our children's feelings. Because at the end of the day, we are the beginning of their lives, and we teach them just about everything. They are learning how to interact with other humans. They're learning meal etiquette. They're learning how to play. They're learning how to make friends. They're learning how to tie shoes. They learn how to put on clothes. They learn how to walk and talk and their language, right? They learn how all different kinds of mannerisms, how to react, how to they learn emotional intelligence. I mean, all of that is learned in that first 6-7 years of a child's life. So how do we validate our children's feelings and support them emotionally, right, without just giving in or without overreacting? I'm speaking to, I guess, two different kinds of parents, or two different reactions that parents tend to make. And that is overreacting, which I've been guilty of that, or surrender, right? That's just giving in emotionally. Overreacting meaning your child falls. Most times they're okay, but because we go, oh my, because we do that, it's the excitement that gets them more riled up, and then when they weren't hurt to begin with, they're now scared, they're now jolted because of our reaction. And so I've actually learned, and this was something that we used to do, I guess, with my family. If a child falls, you just go and quietly observe. Most times, and this is with the exception of them actually getting hurt, but most times they fall, they look around, they're okay, they get back up and they keep on playing, they keep on moving. But if we go, then we jolt them, and now they're coming along with the crazy ride that we've started. So that's a training that parents have to do, right? We have to make the intentional effort to not overreact. And then the second kind of reaction is because your child is crying, they don't want to do something, or they really want this candy, or they really want this cookie, or they really want, and then you, because of, I just shut up. I just want the crying to stop. I just want all of the meltdown to stop. You give in to your child, and that actually gives it gives the wrong signal. It then teaches your child that, oh, my emotions and how I behave controls the environment. So all I have to do is this, and then I'm gonna get what I want. I just gotta wear you down. It's really what ends up happening. And so tantrums happen, meltdowns happen, because they know that eventually the parent's just gonna be like, all right, right? And that's not going to help the parents down the line. It's not going to help the child down the line, because let's face it, life is not that way. And how many of us have had the boss that is like, ah! that actually is an adult, but like has an adult body, but really that child that just who thinks their emotions control the environment, and they behave that way, and they have a tantrum, and they actually act out like a 2-year-old would, having a meltdown, right? This is what happens. We turn into children with adult bodies. Right? I know you've had that boss. You had to have seen the boss, so you had to have seen the executive, you had to have seen someone professionally behave that way, and it's unattractive and it's just not easy to work with, right? But usually that's where it kind of starts that way, is that it's being trained, it's being ingrained. So how about we be better parents for a better future, right? How about we become aware of it and be intentional about how we, just how we react to our children, and really just not be the parents that are going to give in. So that's what this video is about. It's really just sort of teaching you kind of step by step and giving you some insight on how to deal with these kinds of situations. Now, sometimes adults are unknowingly doing this, and they tend to negate their child's feelings. For example, the child falls, they say, "Oh, you're good. You're fine. Okay, let's go. Get up. No, stop crying. You're okay." Yeah. That's really just that's just teaching your child, okay, my feelings don't matter, or I shouldn't trust my feelings. That's what that in turn does. Then you have the other parent that I've explained that overreacts, or you have the other parent that gives into the child emotionally. The idea really is to create a healthy boundary while validating their feelings. It's really a simple formula. And here's an example. If your child falls, the first thing we really need to train ourselves as parents to do, because I know how hard it is to not do this, because instinctually you're like, ah! You kind of freak out just that, and you're like, oh my God, it's a little bit of a panic, but we can actually be trained to not panic, just and watch. And most times, 9 times out of 10, your child will look around, and then they'll just get back up and keep on playing if we don't make a big deal out of it. Now, if they're hurt, now that's a whole different situation, and we're gonna do that step by step. Children need emotional support. They need emotional validation, and they also need language for their feelings. Right? And so when you are validating your child's feelings, but then keeping the boundary still, it is allowing them to have that support, or creating support for them, letting them know that their feelings are real and are valid. But if it's something like, oh, they just don't want to do something that they're supposed to do, creating that boundary and keeping that boundary. And so they know that, okay, sometimes you're going to have to do things that you just don't want to do. And they tend to become more adjusted down the line. They need calm leadership. They need emotional safety, and they need support to move through the emotions. If they have someone there, really just having someone there, and not going, you're fine. Just having someone there, that right there is enough to have support. The idea is not to avoid the feeling. It's just to support them enough so they can move through it. Because at the end of the day, life be lifing, as they say. And that's, we as long as we have the support of our community, and then someone, we come to our friend, or we come to someone in our community, and we say, oh my gosh, this is what I'm going through. And sometimes you just need the person to go, oh, that's horrible. I really can't imagine how you must be feeling right now. and that's enough to just go, thank you for just not trying to fix my feelings, or thank you for not calling me crazy, and then you can move through it. You know that what you're feeling is okay, and it's okay to feel that way, and it's very fair, and then you can move through it, and then a feeling comes and goes in a healthy way, and you can move on with your life. Here's an example. Your child falls, but they're not hurt. Instead of, oh my gosh, are you okay? Oh my gosh, no, it's okay. I've seen parents do that. It's okay. But they're hyper when they're saying it. So it's like the child is confused. Like, what is it? Okay, wait. Oh no, you're telling me okay. It must be not okay. You must be trying to convince me that it's not okay. What's going on? Okay. So that tends to happen too. It's very confusing. The best thing to do, and we can train ourselves to do it, is just. And the child looks around, and they keep on moving. Example number 2. Child falls, and they really are hurt. In this case, you grab them up. Nothing like a big old giant hug and a cuddle, okay? And you grab them up, and you go, ouch. Oh, that's gotta hurt. All right? You're validating the fact that, ouch, it hurt. And you're giving the feeling a name. You're letting them know it's okay to cry. It's okay to go through this right now because of what just happened. Another feeling to put to it is like, that must have been so scary for you, baby. And you just hug them and just rub their back, or, and that's it. And that's enough for them to just sort of just move through it. They now have a name to a feeling. This promotes emotional intelligence. And when a child has emotional intelligence, they can now learn to recognize when other people are hurting, when other people needed someone to talk to, when other people are sad, or if they made a mistake and hurt someone, then they can know what that feels like, and they know what's the name for it, and they can actually really feel for that other person and check on that person. Like, are you okay? I'm so sorry. Okay. We'll talk about saying sorry a little bit later, but stay tuned because it's coming. But you want your child to be able to understand saying I'm sorry. Anyway, then after that, right, you let them calm down in your arms. Once they've calmed down, you then ask, are you okay? Instead of saying, you're okay, it's okay. No. Let them decide that. And most likely, if they've calmed down, they can now take a moment, self-assess. This is important. And they can decide. First of all, it takes their mind off of the pain, if it got hurt, and now they're not thinking about how scared they were. Now they're not thinking about how much, what just happened. Now they're taking a moment and self-assessing. They're looking within themselves. And this is a great practice for them to go. And most likely they go, yeah, I'm okay. Sometimes they're like, no, okay. And then you just hug them up some more. And most times when they say they're not, and you hug them up some more, they then on their own say, I'm okay now. Try it. You just might like it. When your child wants something that they can't have. God bless you, parents. And I know how tempting it is. I know how tempting you just want the crying to stop, but it's sometimes not always it's not always your job to make your child stop crying, okay? Like, you are a parent, you need to get acquainted with crying. The child wants a cookie, for example. The child wants a cookie. I want a cookie, but you can't have a cookie. We're about to eat dinner. It's going to spoil your dinner, right? I want a cookie, but I want a cookie. Now, Instead of going, oh, all right, okay, just one cookie, you're now breaking the rules. You're now allowing your child to break boundaries. That will translate for the rest of their lives in breaking rules, in cheating on tests, in cheating at games. It will be difficult for them to be students. It will be difficult for them to be team members. So breaking boundaries is that's a danger. It's a danger and a disservice to your child, your life, and also the world, the world around us. Okay, a really simple way and a calm way to deal with this is this, and it doesn't mean that they're going to be like, okay, no. So you got to deal with it and just be tough. Okay, and it's saying you say this. But I want the cookie. I know you want the cookie. Cookies are so good. But if you have the cookie now, you're not going to be able to eat dinner. And dinner was made for you to grow strong, grow muscles. When you finish, you're all done with your dinner, then you can get the cookie. They learn that there is a boundary. They learn why there's a boundary. They learn that there is a time and a place for everything. They learn that, oh, well, if I do finish this, then I actually can. So that is also teaching them executive function as well. Bonus! It's the same thing as like a child doesn't want to take a nap. Like, listen, I know you don't want to take a nap, because we don't want to stop playing. Playing is so much fun. Playing at the playground is so much fun. Or playing with our toys is so much fun. But like, and I get it. You could say, I know you don't want to take a nap, but naps help you grow big and strong. Naps help you recharge. Whatever language you want to use for your child. I know you don't want to take a nap, but naps are good for you. And they help you recharge so you can play some more later. They hear you say this and you're consistent with it, and both parents are consistent with this 2-3 times. They get the point. There's the boundary, and they understand that you're not just negating their feelings. They understand that you're not just being like, yeah, whatever, or that you're not fighting with them. You're actually just doing something for their good. Eventually they'll understand that. To recap, step 1, pause before reacting. Child falls. Sometimes putting the finger on the mouth. Sometimes kind of looking the other way to not get the eye contact, but then looking at them when they're not looking at you. Because they want to look for your reaction as well. And if you don't, if you're just like, most times they're just going to look around and be like, and then they keep on going, right? That's step 1, pause before reacting. Step 2 is, validating. You want to validate. So something like your child gets hurt, you pick them up and you give them a hug and you say, oh man, I know. Give their feelings a name. Let them know you understand. And then wait. And don't tell them that they're okay. Don't tell them that it's okay. Let them decide it for themselves. You are empowering your child at that point to self-assess. Are you okay? If they say that they're not okay, give them a moment. Okay. And they will say, I'm okay now. Or most times they say, yeah, that they're okay. Step 3, keep the boundary while offering the support, right? I know you don't want to leave the playground. Well, first of all, I did a video that speaks of transitions, right? 10 minutes and we're leaving the playground. 5 minutes and we're leaving the playground. 3 minutes, we're leaving the playground. 1 minute, we're leaving the playground. Okay, it's time. Most times, your child will be okay with that. Okay, because they've already seen the time go smaller and smaller and shorter, and they become ready. ready. They're kind of like transitions really, really help. So if your child is having a hard time, if you haven't done transitions, or if you're doing transitions, they happen to have a hard time with that still, I know you don't want to leave, but we have to go so you can give your body, you can eat some food and get some energy in your body again so you can play later. Or I know that you don't want to leave. I know you don't want to stop playing your toys, but this is what's happening now. Because I got to keep you safe. Because you have to recharge your body. Because this dinner helps you grow big and strong. Whatever it is, keep it simple. Keep it consistent. And I got you. I got your back. I am Camille Who, the Child Whisperer, and I am out of here.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Camille Who, the Child Whisperer. A heartfelt thank you to the generous supporters of the Books and Beyond campaign. This series wouldn't be possible without you. If you're a new or expecting parent, I created Better Parent, Better Future just for you. I empower first-time parents to embrace a positive mindset and navigate those early parenting years with confidence and joy. Click the link in the description to learn more or to find out how we can work together. Until next time, keep showing up, keep growing, and keep leading with love.